Research Center, data study in 2015, Christianity is the religion with the most adherents in the world. An analysis conducted by the Pew Research Center has shown that as many as 31.2% of the world's population follow this religion. Christianity is a religion brought about and spread by Jesus Christ. The teaching that is brought is the same teaching that Moses brought to the Jewish people at one time in the past with the source of the Torah. Therefore, the prophet Jesus was sent by God to the Israel people when the Jewish people were drifting with worldliness to the point of neglecting the spiritual matters demanded in the religion, to correct again all the deviations that had been done by the Jewish priests, and call this nation to return to the right path that was brought by Moses. After the death of Jesus, there appeared an important figure in the Christian religion, St. Paul, who changed the original Christianity which was brought by Jesus to make it a divine religion. The distortion introduced into the Christian religion is the Trinity. Christianity is a universal religion. The crucifixion of the prophet Jesus on the cross as atonement heritage. No need to circumcise and Paul 7 doctrine.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Farhan Najha binti Muhammad Amin. My membership number is 121214. Today I would like to share the meaning of Christian ethics. So, what are the ethics of Christianity? Christian ethics are standards of right and wrong based on the Christian Bible and the teaching of Jesus Christ, the Old Testament prophet, and the New Testament apostle. They provide as a direction of Christians on how they should live. Christian ethics are moral principles based on the Christian Bible and the teaching of Jesus Christ, the Old Testament prophet, and the New Testament apostle, like the meaning of the ethics of Christianity. The differences between the Christian moral and ethics are: the Christian moral code is derived from the Bible's instruction on how to conduct oneself, what God condemned as weak or sinful, and how to treat fellow men. For another part, the Christian ethic is the teaching of Jesus Christ in the Gospels, particularly the Sermon on the Mount and the Ten Commandments in the Old Testament provide the basic foundation of Christian ethics. Besides, people who identify as Christians use Christian ethics as a guidance. They submit to living a life consistent with Jesus' teaching and regard ethical and moral living as a way to worship God and serve Jesus. This belief influences their decision as well as how they approach and interact with others. As we acknowledge about worldwide community, there are over 2 billion people worldwide who identify as Christian. These people belong to a variety of denominations such as Baptist, Catholic, Episcopalian, Methodist, Lutheran, and others. All of these denominations tend to interpret the Bible differently, leading to a large variety of viewpoints and apply Christian ethics.
Next, why Christians should study ethics? Firstly, Christians should study ethics to emphasize the importance of their love and draw attention to their behaviors and practice stand in contrast to distrust on proper doctrine and belief. The school of thought contends that worldview studies has historically been extreme, rationalistic, and proportional, emphasizing only having the correct belief to the exclusion of their heart and action. action. Second, churches are unfortunately affected by their lack of emphasis and formal study of ethics, as their beliefs are all too frequently not represented in their behavior. For example, a body who remarked that he had thought about study ethics at the PhD level but chose to focus on the real work of theology instead made this mismatch between theology and ethics. Although his ever intent to disparage the study of ethics, a statement nonetheless illustrates the mindset of many evangelical. Thirdly, Christians study ethics to understand how the philosophical and ethical theories of the day routine influence how they read the text and respond to the major moral issue that them face. These non-Christian theories may even cause us to become blinded when they try to rational curtain wicked deeds in the name of a large good or desirable result. Last but not least, study ethics can mind secretly love God and our neighbor as they grow more like Christ, not just in what they believe, but also in what they do. Study ethics is not preclude using a theological lens to examine God's word, but it will require that they emphasize the proper place of Christian ethics in our doctrinal research and pursuit of Christ, not just in academic settings, but also from pulpits and discipleship programs in local churches.
My name is Siti Nurkaidina binti Ibrahim, matrix number 1212099. So I will explain 3 points about ethical system of Christianity. As the Christian ethicist John Murray said, if ethics is concerned with the manners of life and behavior, biblical ethics is concerned with the manners of life and behavior which the Bible requires and which the faith of Bible produces. According to John's, there are at least 5 distinctives of biblical ethics that make it different than other ethical systems, which is one of the biblical system is biblical ethics is built on an objective, theistic worldview. In other words, biblical ethics assumes the presence of a fixed moral order in the world of proceeds from God. Therefore, advocates from biblical ethics affirm the existence of the universal moral absolutes. Other than that, biblical ethics seeks to recognize and to participate in God's moral order already present within the created order and in special revelation. Biblical ethics affirms that immorality stems from human depravity and not primarily from man's ignorance of ethics or from socioeconomic condition. And lastly, biblical ethics is the process of assigning moral praise or blame and incorporate conduct that is the what, character, the who, and the goals, the why of individuals involved in moral events. That's all from me. We'll continue with the benefits of studying Christian ethics.
My name is Nur Hidayah binti Musa, matric number 1212055. Okay, now we will talk about the benefits of studying Christian ethics. We already know that learning the ethics of a religion has advantages and benefits for every religious believer. For Christians, there are significant benefits that come from studying ethical topic. Okay, first, Christian ethics teach his servant to consider 4 dimensions of any action and 9 possible sources of information. Our right and wrong deeds are merely one aspect of Christian ethics. Life itself is complex and we are complex beings. Therefore, when studying Christian ethics, God wants us to take seriously not only the action itself, but also the person's attitude toward the deed, the person's intentions for doing the action, and the outcomes of the actions. Sometimes we have more time to think about a choice. When we have more time to think about a choice, there are up to 9 possible sources of knowledge and direction. We can know from the Bible knowledge of the situation facts, knowledge of ourselves, advice from others, changed circumstance, our consciences, our hearts, our human spirit, and the direction from the Holy Spirit. To accurately assess these considerations and make a decision, we require the wisdom of God. Okay, next, Christians can prepare to face real-life temptation when they learn Christian ethics. It is important to receive training in strong biblical ethical principles before they are unexpectedly faced with a temptation and must make a snap decision, such as a temptation to take a bribe or tell a lie. When we study ethics in advance, we are better prepared to make moral decisions when unexpectedly faced with new scenarios. Okay, lastly, studying Christian ethics can gain the ability to make wise ethical decisions about new matters later. Studying Christian ethics enables his followers to make wiser decisions later on when new issues of ethics arise. Whoever has learned Christian ethics well and also accurate systematic theology will be better able to face whatever new ethical difficulties occur in the future. If a course in Christian ethics is like filling in the border and several large sections of a puzzle, that is what the entire Bible teaches us about every ethical topic. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, Christianity is one religion that emphasizes good value and ethics in life for its followers. This can be proven in the Holy Book of the Bible, where it has been explained that this book leads people in a better direction, clean from all things that are not good or sins. For example, in the book of the Old Testament, the law is called the Ten Commandments. These laws were introduced by God through the prophets. According to these 10 commandments, people should practice a good way of life, among which are do not commit murder, do not steal, and respect your father and mother. Besides that, this Holy Book of the Bible also calls its followers to do good, which is also explained in Proverbs. Weak people do not really gain anything, but if you do what is right, you are certain to be rewarded. Therefore, the Christian religion also cares about good values and ethics towards its followers, because good ethics will be regarded as honorable by God.